Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Gay Space Rocks podcast, the internet's foremost podcast about gay-ass rocks from space. I'm your host, Brian, and with me, as always, is my co-host and partner in life, the universe, and everything, Ari.
Hey.
So, once again, we are in the dreaded hiatus. It's awful, guys. So we don't have a new episode to review this week. So what we've done is we went ahead and we went out and got the issue 1 and 2 of the newest run of Steven Universe comics from Kaboom Studios. Went and to my local comic book store and got number 2. They were out of number 1, and so we got the other one on Amazon, and they're pretty good.
It's the one written by Melanie Gilman.
Melanie Gilman, art by, where is the information on this thing?
On the
you
just
inside
closed
page?
it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, written by Melanie Gilman, illustrated by Katie Farina, colors by Whitney Cougar, letters by Mike Fiorentino. Yeah.
There's just like a whole bunch of fucking Steven Universe comics, so it's important to tell you which one
to
read, because they keep starting new comics.
If you're looking at it, it's the 2017 run, and as a guy who reads a lot of comic books and has specifically read all of the Steven Universe comic books, this is hands down the best one. They're really hit or miss. This one's real good. Overall, from like an art perspective, I really like it. I feel like it captures the art style of the show way
like
better than a lot of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got the feel of the show. It doesn't just look like the show. It looks like
it has the pacing of the show too.
It's true. It's a very well-paced comic book, which is an issue that some of the other ones have run into before.
Mm-hmm.
The characters feel real good. This one was also had a little bit more supervision from Rebecca Sugar, if I remember reading correctly. So it's set better continuity-wise than some of the previous issues have been. A lot of the previous issues have been like way behind wherever the show was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Kaboom Studios is like the young adult imprint of Boom Studios, who put out a lot of great comic books, specifically like Lumberjanes, which is a great little comic book I love.
Lumberjanes.
But yeah, let's get into it. So issue 1 of it, Peridot and Steven and Lapis are hanging out at the barn, doing barn stuff,
playing the Crying Breakfast Friends video game.
It feels like it was. What's that cat game? I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Neko Atsume.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like put out places, soft, warm places for Crying Breakfast Friends to hang out and cry. So it's Neko Atsume for Crying Breakfast Friends.
Which I'd buy that game.
Yeah.
I'd buy the shit out of that game.
I would not buy that game, but then be tantalized into purchasing strange accessories for all the Crying Breakfast Friends, just like I wanted to do on Neko Atsume. Like, I'll be enticed into spending real dollars.
And then fucking Tubbs eats all your fish.
And then Tubbs will eat all the fish.
That piece of shit.
Anyways, they're playing the video game at the barn, and then
they find a baby bird.
Cheep.
It's all cheapin'.
It's really cute, and so Steven does the responsible thing and tries to put it back where it came from, but then calls a wildlife services.
And if you find wild baby animals, call wildlife services.
Yeah, don't actually do what Steven did and pick it up and touch it. Don't do that.
That's not actually a big deal.
Yeah,
that's like an urban myth.
That's
you
not
can
true.
touch the baby birds.
Oh, I don't know about birds.
Mary said so.
I think about things in the forest. So we live in the mountains, so I'm used to all of the rhetoric about what you're not supposed to do with wild animals in the mountains.
Yeah, don't touch baby bears, guys. It's real bad news.
Yeah, don't do that. Just say no. For your health and theirs.
Yeah.
So anyways, they find a bird.
Mm-hmm.
And
the wildlife rescue place wouldn't take the bird in because it's just like a regular songbird. It's just a fucking bird.
Then she's like tending to a moose, and she's like, I got shit to do. I got to save this moose. Like, I guess they're the bears of wherever the fuck Beach City is.
It's true.
So all the wild meese. I don't know. So
basically they can't return the baby bird, and they're afraid it's gonna die out on its own. So Steven decides they're gonna raise this goddamn bird. And Lapis seems pretty down, but Peridot's super not down for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's ugly, she says.
And then they feed it with a paintbrush, which is really cute.
Yeah, Lapis sort of is like first to adopt the baby bird. And
then Peridot later on realizes that according to the internet, the great resource of the internet, if you take a small bird and feed it the proper nutrients, you can transform it into a larger, more powerful bird who will do your bidding. So they take on their independent tasks, Lapis of raising the bird, and Peridot of training the bird to be the best, smartest warrior bird that ever existed.
It's true.
And Steven builds a little house for it because he's a good caretaker.
It's true. Lapis, I don't know. I feel like in this, and then basically the baby bird grows up. They release it back in the forest. Everyone's really sad. Peridot's real mad that it doesn't turn into an
If you
evil.
love something, let it go.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And overall, like, I feel like the characterizations were really good in this comic to be written by people who I don't think are involved with the show, but I'd have to look that up. God knows we don't do any fucking research around here.
Hell no. I do enough of that in real life.
Yeah. So, but I felt like the characterizations were real good. I liked this portrayal of Lapis as not necessarily
cool, mean, stern.
Daria, basically.
Daria, yeah. She was like good caretaker and taking care of this other living creature and being really attentive and good mom stuff.
Right. Which I feel like is in Lapis's character because she like cares for Steven. She's nice to Peridot.
So it's good to see that expressed.
It is.
I also enjoyed that they referred to the bird as they, and they didn't gender the bird, even though they called it Susan. They're
the bird does not have a gender, though its name is Susan, because Steven Universe is the best.
I mean, like,
thing,
you can't fucking ask the bird its gender, right?
It's true.
You know,
listen,
it's being respectful.
Those three have no idea how to sex a bird either, so...
How to Sex a Bird is the name of my new instructional manual. Anyways, they love it and let it go, and then Peridot's all pissed. Like, I was gonna have a fucking battle eagle, and now I can't. Goddamn, I'm gonna go back to stacking up tins in the barn. My life is shit. And then Lapis leads Steven outside and lures Susan back just for a moment, and feeds them a worm, and it's really cute.
Listen,
it's
Susan's probably going to stick around the barn because it knows that.
And then Steven, when the bird lands on him, he is like, I'm a princess! And it's really fucking cute, star eyes. It's quintessential Steven star eyes, and it's fucking adorable.
Steven is the best Disney princess.
Episode 1 in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Volume 1, whatever.
Issue 1.
That their comic.
Comic books come in issues.
Listen, I'll call it what I damn well please.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Then issue 2, the covers, by the way, on both of these comics are really good. I went ahead, when I got issue 2, I got the variant cover that's got amethyst on it, and it's really pretty. And the cover was done by a different artist. It was done by Jen Stonk? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put links to it if you guys want to look it up. But the cover's really good.
And this is the one that's written by Melanie Gilman. So
right. So she's writing this whole run. I don't know if it's a limited run. I don't know quite how long it's going to be. But I like them. I feel like this will be a regular. When they come out, we'll talk about them. But anyways, so this one opens up with Steven and Connie. They're going to go see the first movie in the adaptation of the Spirit Morph saga, the Unfamiliar Familiar. And for some reason it's PG-13, and also this movie attendant gives a shit. Like,
yeah,
suspension of disbelief broken.
And then Connie also goes in a rant about like how people sexualize movies and products for children and how bullshit that is, and it's just like we see what you're doing there.
I'll definitely put like a picture in the video, because this movie poster is just, it's like an anthropomorph. It's like a hot ass 12-pack dude with an eagle head, and then like some chick in a like a flaming sword. It's great. It's the best movie poster ever. I'd see the shit out of this movie.
Even if it did sexualize content for children.
How very odd. I just realized the other movie picture for Terry Shin in The Good Boy.
The Good Boy.
It's also a pigeon guy.
There's a lot of birds.
There's a lot of bird people in this show.
There's real birds last episode and like bird people.
Somebody likes birds.
Anthropomorphic bird love. I don't know. Anyways. So this one features our favorite character, Stevonnie, or at least my favorite character.
It's my favorite character. Well, I really like Peridot. So they fuse together to get past the age limit, and then the attendant's like, "Hey, can I see an ID?" Even though Stevonnie's like 20 feet fucking tall and definitely looks like older than 13, but whatever.
We card people for PG-13 movies. Totally.
Yeah, right. People do that.
Like you get carded.
So they pull out Connie's middle school ID because I keep remembering that Steven probably does not have a birth certificate
or go to school.
Obviously
he doesn't, right? We had that.
So this is going to get, the older he gets, the more awkward this is. So anyways, they storm off.
Because they don't get let into the film.
They don't get let into the movie. And as they storm off, they literally run into Kiki from the Pizza People.
Pizza folk.
And Kiki is the more bookish, like the good one, like the one that's not into like heavy metal of the twins. I wouldn't say that she's the good twin. They both seem like nice people. That's rude of me.
That's judgy.
It was a little judgy. I'm sorry, other twin whose name I can't remember.
You weren't in this comment.
Anyways, so Stevonnie runs into Kiki, and Kiki's like, "Oh shit, Stevonnie's hot." Because apparently Stevonnie's the most beautiful creature.
Yeah, there's just like a pheromone they give off, and every single person that sees them is like, swoon. So yeah, Kiki's like, "Damn, that's Stevonnie," and
they're like, "So what are you doing? What are you doing, Kiki?" And then Kiki's like, "Oh well, I was gonna go to prom tonight, but I still need to buy a dress." And Stevonnie's like, "Fuck, I really want to try on clothes. Let's go shopping like right now." So there's a great little montage of them trying on
and
clothes.
And it's adorable.
I will definitely put that up there because it's all over the internet.
It's really cute.
It's super cute. And Stevonnie doesn't realize that they've been asked out on a date.
Yeah. So Kiki invites them to go to this dance with them. And they're like, "Oh, we've never been to a dance before. That's awesome." It's a date, except they do. I mean, they say later on that they're like, we'll just continue to date Kiki forever. And
well, I think that's when they realize that like, oh, she has romantic feelings for us, not like friend feelings for us. And so Connie puts together a list of things that they do on prom dates
based on teen movies
definitely from the 80s,
like Pretty in Pink. But what is it? It says
the other one is Pretty in Pink and Pit Orchestra 2. Or no, it's Patsy in Pink.
Pasty.
Pasty in Pink?
It's
Pasty in Pink. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was Patsy in Pink.
Yeah, so it's making fun of Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club things. So they put together a list of the essential things that one needs for a date night based on teen films from the 80s.
And then realize that they need a chaperone. So Steven yells to Pearl, "I have an important mission for you and your tux." We need more Pearl and tuxes.
Yeah, I feel like
general.
We need every day is an important mission for Pearl and her tux. Yeah.
Exactly. So they go on a cute little date where they get
and
to the big
their
donuts.
Outfit is fabulous, beautiful,
it's great. They're
beautiful
like
gender fluid
fucking
prom
Sgt.
outfit.
Pepper bullshit.
Yeah,
love it.
The shoulder bits and the little floof. So good.
Driving around in Greg's van.
Yeah.
It looks very nice. So anyways, they go out dancing. Kiki introduces Stevonnie to all of her friends, one of which is wearing a unicorn onesie.
We've all had that friend. Yeah, we have that friend.
I've definitely got that friend.
You know who you are. JP's never gonna listen to this, but
we've got two friends that do.
Oh no, who are you thinking of?
Amber.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, she's got one. Anyways,
I feel like JP would be more likely to wear it to like
Amber
a dance.
Wore to work a couple of times.
Like a dance, like a school dance.
That's true, like a school dance. He would have done that.
Yeah. Anyways,
you guys give a shit.
Digression.
Anyways, so
this whole
Stevonnie
thing
feels
is
a little bit awkward. And then Kiki's like, "Oh, come dance." And then Sour Cream, who's the DJ,
dance.
There's one DJ in Beach City, and his name's Sour Cream. They do a slow dance.
It's awkward.
It's super awkward.
Stevonnie gets nervous, and then it's like, "I gotta go, BRB. Gotta go check on Pearl. Bye."
Well, because basically Kiki asks Stevonnie out on like a second date because this is going really well, and so Stevonnie bounces, goes to the bathroom, then turns into two children. Because Stevonnie is just two children in a beautiful trench coat.
Yeah.
And their little outfits when they unfuse are also adorable.
Yeah. Connie is in a suit and Steven is in this little floof dress thing with the shoulder bits. I guess they fused together and their outfit made that one fabulous outfit that Stevonnie was wearing.
We don't know. We don't gym magic. But but it's really cute to have this like discussion about like how do we deal with this? We weren't terribly prepared for the idea of like somebody being interested in us. And
I think, this is probably way too serious for this adorable fucking comic, but it like feels very much like when should you disclose that you're trans as a trans person?
It's definitely
that.
Yeah.
Like we could just continue not telling her maybe forever, but
exactly.
She's eventually going to know, like that when do you tell people and when is safe in new relationships to be like to articulate private truth. It doesn't have to be about gender. It could be about, being two kids in a trench coat, or, a bunch of raccoons in a person suit, or,
like me.
Or
it took me like
anything.
6 years to tell you that was 6 raccoons in a person suit.
I know, it was a long time. But or anything, I guess. Like, at what point do you, I guess, share your baggage?
Yeah.
But especially, I think, about gender
it definitely
stuff.
feels like a sort of like a trans coming out sort of vibe.
Yeah. Like,
and it's,
were we supposed to tell her when we first met her? That's not what you do when you first meet people. You know, you don't articulate, by the way.
And I feel like it seems very well handled. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like it does. It doesn't feel heavy-handed, but it feels very relevant. Yeah, like it's good. It's really fucking good writing. Yeah, like if these people, we need these people writing for the show. Yeah, so we don't get any more Tiger Philanthropist episodes.
Hot damn,
not bitter.
Yeah,
hashtag not bitter.
So anyways,
they feel kind of bad about it, and so what they decide to do is they decide to tell Kiki that they just want to be friends. They like Kiki. They think she's cool, but...
And then Connie articulates that this whole time they've, been talking about, what do we want to do to get Kiki to keep liking us versus, what do we actually want to do? Mm-hmm. Maybe we should talk about how we're actually feeling. So I really like Steven's, happy face. Wait, I've got it. We'll just keep going on dates with her forever, and we'll never tell her. And so then she'll never... No, you're right. That's probably a terrible idea, too. It's I've been there before. I know that feel exactly. We'll just never talk about it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking stupid. So, fortunately, they realized that.
Well, he did read that book.
Yeah.
How to talk to people.
How to talk to people. It's think of what you want to say and then say it. So, also, all the background characters are really adorable. There's these generic white queer looking youngins in the background in one of the panels of Kiki. Yeah, it's really cute. So anyways, Stevonnie tells Kiki that they just want to be friends, and Kiki's like, cool, that's awesome, let's continue to do friend things, and it's really cute and adorable. The end. Golly gee, what a cute comic. You should read it. Yeah. So
well, I'm gonna put links to the comics to buy them on Amazon /Comixology, because Amazon owns that. But yeah, definitely pick up this comic, subscribe to it. It's pretty cheap. It's they're $3.99 an issue, which is pretty good because Marvel's charging you fucking $5.99 an issue for garbage. So you might as well go read this instead. So as backup to this, since we got all hyped up on Stevonnie, and we're jonesing for more Stevonnie and
as
also
always,
content.
As everyone in Beach City is also.
It's true. Apparently, everybody
wants that.
Every teen. Let's redo that.
Yeah, every teen is like, creepy. Oh, Stevonnie. Yeah,
because you can see Sadie and Lars pressed
both
up against the big window. Oh fuck!
They're so cool. Yeah. So we decided to do another Stevonnie episode. So we are doing
Beach City Drift, where Stevonnie races Kevin.
The sick fucking Kevin. Okay, so our partner's name is Kevin, and it's really unfortunate, and we've noticed this in other media as well, that the name Kevin is just your name for your generic shitty bro ass bro,
Kevin's a bro ass name apparently,
which is really sad because Kevin's the nicest, most patient person that I've ever met in and about my life.
He's definitely not a bro.
He's the sweetest, but every time we are making fun of him, we're like, Kevin, exactly like this episode. Our dog does it too, not really, but we say that she does. Yeah. So sorry, all the Kevins in the world that you get shat on. Yeah.
Should have picked.
Unless you're one of the shitty Kevins, in which case,
fuck you.
Step up your game. You're making a bad name for Kevins, so much so that people make it's the generic shitty white dude name. So don't be that guy.
So anyways, it starts off. This is right after Greg got his big ass fucking pile of money.
And he decided to get a fucking...
Hyundai Supremo.
A hatchback Honda Civic.
From the fucking early 90s.
The time of mood rings and slap bracelets.
It's gotta be a $4,000 car.
He's got crazy money.
$4,000 used car, guys.
Can't buy a fucking house, but whatever.
Well, he can buy a house. He just chooses to live in a van.
Gotta keep up the aesthetic.
I guess.
So grunge.
Anyways. But then Kevin shows up. And he's a shithead, and Steven fucking rages all over him. I think this is the first time we see Steven pissed as fuck.
Yeah, he's angry. He's like, I hate Kevin.
He's legitimately angry. I mean, for good reason. Kevin's a piece of shit.
Right. So Kevin, if you don't remember from the previous episode where Stevonnie fused, like was trying to mac on them at the dance thing, and they were like, "Nah, bro, we're not into it," and he kept pushing and didn't respect them, and consent things or whatever. So he's a creepy bad guy, bad creep, Kevin. So, anyways, digression.
So Kevin's like, basically shows up and being a piece of shit. He tells them that there's going to be this race. And he's in like some kind of fucking Lamborghini looking ass thing. Mm-hmm. And
very fancy, telling someone to press his socks.
So the kids are super mad about it. And even later into the evening, Connie asks Steven if he's still mad. And he's like, yeah, because he's pissed as fuck. Kirby is pissed. Mm-hmm. And Connie's like, I'm mad too. He's like, well, you don't seem mad. And it's because she's trying to figure out how to get back at Kevin.
Yeah.
How to fuck that piece of shit up.
I really love that it's like Connie is like not actively mad, but plotting in her mind. And I feel like that's some really good insight into the character of future President Mahesh Warren, right? You know, like Connie doesn't get mad, she gets even, you know? And I love that about her character. She's my fave.
She's the best. So anyways, they figure out like, well, we could beat him at this race, but we're just kids. Mm-hmm. We can't drive a car. Oh, wait, if we fuse, we're a teen. But they still don't have a driver's license.
They still have never driven a car before.
Yeah, like, I mean, they pick it up real good, apparently.
Thinking crazy fucking Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Like, so skills, anyways, having never driven a car before. So
they fuse into Stevonnie and go to race Kevin. And they get there, and it's just some super initial D shit. I love that Ronaldo is the weeby-ass motherfucker. He's like, it's a Dondai Supremo.
We're like oh,
what? Yeah.
Ronaldo. Gosh, bless his heart.
So they basically it's downhill race, and it's this big homage to like Initial D, which is a Japanese anime about racing.
It was very anime too. Like,
it was super anime, like a lot of the facial like I like it when they go like full anime on like episodes.
The facial expressions and like movements and little extras are very anime.
That's
anyways.
True. And so they race down, and Kevin and Stevonnie are trading quips back and forth. Stevonnie's getting angrier and angrier, and then finally they sort of hit their breaking point and unfuse. And
which is a problematic thing for driving your car, because their legs are not long enough for that.
So they realize that Kevin is basically this shit that Kevin has done to them is sort of taking over their life. That they're focusing on it, and why the fuck should they care about how Kevin feels? They should care about how they feel. Like, we shouldn't focus on the things that he's done to us. And
it's just the dad axiom from the beginning of the thing that's just like, don't give him the benefit of even thinking about him.
Right.
Like, do what you want. Like, why are we thinking about what he's feeling when we should be thinking about what we're feeling?
Right. Just good advice from Greg. Greg's still best dad.
And I think that's, like, I feel like a lot of the time you're told to be nice even to people that are mean to you. But, like, I think that can be exhausting for some people, like, or, challenging or traumatic to be nice to the people who are shitty to you. And I think, I think conceptualizing it as a not giving a fuck and just doing the things that you want to do yourself is a much better conception of it, which is essentially what they do.
Yeah. Which is also what Greg's advice was. I liked that it wasn't like turn the other cheek advice. He's like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that piece of shit.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's being nice because it's good for yourself versus being nice because someone deserves it, I think. Which,
like, not kill them with kindness, just don't stress yourself out.
Yeah. Like, take the time to smell the flowers and take in the scenic view of Beach City or whatever.
Right.
And just,
And then Kevin's going to have a fucking nitro tank and cheat anyways because he's a piece of shit. Fucking Kevin. So so Stevonnie loses, comes in second place after coming to a realization, and they're fucking chill about it at the end, and they're like, hey, second place is pretty good for my first time driving, bitch.
Just really cute, yeah. And they peace out.
And then Greg's like, hey, what the fuck happened to my tires? Like, things that I'm sure are deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Because now his tires are goddamn bald.
Yeah. I like how Greg was also like, when they're telling Greg about what happened with Kevin. He's like, wow, I didn't even know that happened. And I wonder how many times, like a week, Greg is like, wow, I didn't even know that happened. Maybe I should be more fucking aware of what's happening in my child's life because all this magic shit's real fucked up, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, hey, so Dad, I just took your car for a joyride and to race this guy who was mean to us. Like, what? You're actually 13. What are you doing?
What?
Jesus. So, anyways, also, you're the shortest 13-year-old.
It's true.
Ever that has ever lived.
I don't know if you guys have seen some 13-year-olds, but they don't come up to my waist.
Yeah. 13-year-olds they're generally speaking taller than that.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
But overall, it's a good episode. It's real cute. We like Stevonnie. We figured this was a better Stevonnie episode than like
Stevonnie is the best.
Fighting things. I want more Stevonnie because I really like the voice actor for Stevonnie too. Like I like listening to their voice. It's very pleasant.
It is a good voice. The whole mindful education.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, golly, it's good. So also, you know, not to be stereotypical non-binary person, but yay, non-binary character in a show for children. Gosh,
yeah,
it's so good.
Consistently using like they them pronouns.
Yeah, and it's not because they're two people. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Basically,
yeah. Like if you think that, then just stick your nose in a blender. Not your whole face, because I believe people can change or whatever, but just your nose.
just like the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's good. And which is reflected in the comics as well, which is something I liked, even in situations where it would make more sense to refer to them as a single person or to refer to the pair of them, you know.
Right. So. Well, it's because we are, you know, as like the creators of the show have said, we're not referring to Stevonnie as they, them because they're two people. It's because they're like a gender non-binary person. Because fusions are one person.
Fusions are one person. Garnet is a person. So is Stevonnie. Anyways.
So hashtag fuck Kevin.
Fuck Kevin. Sorry, Kevin.
You, Kevin.
Oh, I feel so bad saying that though.
But not our Kevin.
Our Kevin's the best. He's so sweet. He just is maybe the only good Kevin. I don't know.
It's true. Only good Kevin.
I've only
all you other Kevins, you're probably fine. I don't want to really be mean to you.
I mean, I've
sorry.
only met bad Kevins other than our Kevin though.
Yeah. Listen, hashtag not all Kevins.
I feel uncomfortable about that. So, anyways. We have a fan theory we were going to briefly discuss.
Where's my phone? Sorry, we have to pull it up. All right, so the fan theory comes from a fan named Sebastian. I'm not gonna say your last name, Sebastian, because I don't know if you're comfortable with that or not. So whatever. So Sebastian basically sent us like a fan theory that is it basically is like drawing parallels between the gyms and everything in like the Hindu religion, and Sebastian gives like some really cool, like lots of dates and stuff.
Theories about timelines of the gyms' arrival on Earth and the inception of
Hinduism,
the creation of the Hindu religion, I guess. So that was a really interesting concept.
And basically drawing like there's definitely visual parallels between a lot of like Hindu gods and
aesthetically like the multi-armed deity situation and things like that, which I think is a really interesting comparison.
And then we have like with Stephen's origin story and everything, though that is pretty to be fair, it's pretty like, you know, it's the hero's journey. It's sort of a human being trope, but like he like Sebastian makes some pretty solid points. It was really good. We like they typed up a lot and sent it to me, and I'm not doing their theory justice.
But then we also just kind of we're using it as a springboard because they kind of asked, like, you know, it's sort of strange that there aren't any religious sects around the crystal gems or any sort of theology around them, because, you know, anytime there's any sort of any magical or mystical thing, we human beings are pretty good at creating a religion around it.
And it's not like the gyms are not known in the world, like maybe not necessarily the gyms, but no one seems to have a fucking issue with the fact that like they turn. I mean, it's probably because, you know, fucking show logic.
Yeah,
but
there's significant historical interaction with the gyms in
and then all
city
of the
history where they do crazy weird magic monster fighting things, and, you know, it's just strange that they haven't been deified. And I think that would be it's an interesting approach to the show of, you know, the gyms potentially, like, they're all manifestations of pure light. So hello, there's that.
Yeah.
But
they're
also
savior figures.
Yeah.
Like, you know, literally.
But I think that, you know, they're very polytheistic religion situated. Like they're real people. They have real problems in real lives, right? Like they're all fully developed characters with flaws in and of themselves, which very much fits a polytheistic model of, you know, a hero or a god that you can look to that has some similar flaws to you, but is still like doing magic, good god deity things, you know.
It's true.
So
then,
I think that they fit really well inside of a religious framework. So it's interesting,
right? And then we also have like the parallels with like Stephen being born, who's like a very special character in this whole like sort of setup, and then
very
a
messianic.
bad group is now coming in after his birth. That he's definitely going to be a key figure in taking down.
Yeah. So, you know, it's one of those parallels. Like theology often closely mirrors or is based on literature tropes. It's kind of a chicken and egg kind of discussion, I think.
Right, because like no one's going to want to listen to your religion if it's not a good story to begin with.
That's fair. You know, or do we pull stories from major religious tropes that have existed throughout? Yeah. So anyways, I don't know. It's a good question. But I think framing Steven Universe in that framework is really interesting. And there's a lot of interesting, valuable comparisons to be made from an analysis standpoint. So thanks for sharing that idea.
Good on you, Sebastian. We definitely want other people to, like, if you have an idea, if you just like, hey, this is a thing, just send it to us. Hell, just talk to me, please, God. I'm so bored at work all the time. So fucking bored.
I'm not, but Brian will definitely talk to you. So.
I will definitely talk to you. I'm starved for human contact.
That doesn't mean people on a phone. That isn't mean people on a phone.
Yeah, it doesn't mean people on a phone.
So.
They're not humans.
They're not humans. Customers aren't human.
They aren't. I don't know if we've really. It's been kind of a light week for us when it comes to other media. It's been kind of a hectic week. Ari got their teeth cut out of their head.
I had my wisdom teeth removed. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess media that I've consumed, me and a friend and one of my partners watched
Emily. Friend of the show, Emily.
Friend of the show, Emily, who was on the show. I forgot. We watched seasons 1 and 2 of Transparent on Sunday while I was high as fuck on hydros from a tooth surgery. And, you know, it was a rewatching for me, but a first watching for them. And while it has, you know, it's very problematic, and I know that, right? Like, I get it. There, you can go just Google why the fuck Transparent is problematic, but it's
literally
still...
Google that because I want to know what the results are.
Oh,
why the fuck is Transparent problematic?
Oh, well, you know.
No. I know why. I just think that would be a fun Google search. Yeah.
So, but that being said, all things in all, I think it's still a really good show, and I love shows where all the characters are fundamentally like flawed and bad people with faults. That's my favorite type of any media, I think, which Transparent does really well. And so, yeah, I'm not going to explain the whole plot of Transparent, but basically this trans lady comes out and her kids are shitty people.
They were shitty people beforehand, too.
But also, she's kind of a shitty person. So, you know.
She's like a rich, white, shitty person.
Yeah, so, you know.
It's kind of like Arrested Development from the episodes.
Also, it's a little bit like Girls,
yeah.
Like where you're kind of like cringing the whole time. It's like a train wreck, but you can't stop watching it kind of thing. But there is an interesting concept that kind of stuck with me and translated into other work that I did and other media I consumed. And it focuses a lot on the concept of epigenetics and sort of intergenerational trauma. And I think that's one of the things that sort of stuck out for me, I think, in the series, where one of the characters, Allie, like, is talking about how trauma can be inherited from this sort of pseudoscientific lab study kind of way. Like these guinea pigs that smelled this certain type of food would their offspring would reject that food even if they never experienced that, and sort of inherited fear and things like that. And I felt like, and they explained that in other ways historically and socially in their family, and looking at their family from like 1930s Berlin and through World War II and Nazis and the oppressive 1950s culture and gender relations and modern day stuff. And I think that concept of inherited trauma is really interesting, and I've seen lots of places in my life, and including in my own life, where I think families tend to deal with the same issues even if they're completely different and feel completely different and look completely different on the, I think underneath they can sort of circle back around, and you can put whatever word you want on it, whether it's like curses or epigenetics or inherited trauma or whatever. But it's a really interesting concept that I think Transparent is lots of fun to explore with, I guess, for whatever faults the show itself actually has. So that's probably the thing I did the most while high on hydros, because I couldn't focus enough to read books.
I watched Iron Fist. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just don't. It was goddamn awful. Fuck. I wish I had those like goddamn hours of my life back. And I love comic book bullshit, guys. Like, I wasn't down on Iron Fist. I was not going in hating it. Like, I know a lot of things about the comic books. I was fine. And it was just boring. And the fight scenes are fucking boring. And the main character's fucking boring. And it's just fucking boring. Somehow, Marvel Netflix has made The Hand, which are a ninja death cult, boring as fuck. Goddamn, I'm mad about it.
Good job, Marvel.
Yeah, good job, Marvel, for making ninja death cults boring. It's impressive. Watch Legion instead. I also watch Legion. It's on FX. The premiere or the finale, I think, is tonight. It is goddamn amazing. Fucking great. So go watch that in fucking stead. Fuck you, Danny Rand. So that's pretty much
all we got. Thanks. To end on a high note.
Yeah. So so check us out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/gayspacerocks. You can download the episodes on Bandcamp. I'm probably going to start putting the episodes in some other places. I'm really bad at fucking podcasting, so maybe more people will listen.
Tell us where you listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
if
tell
you
us.
Listen to our podcast.
Yeah, because we need some help, because
we need help.
I don't know how to podcast. Like, we know how to record I know how to record things. That's as far as my podcasting.
I mean, we're capable of talking into microphones, but basically everything else is kind of
So, but again, thank you guys for watching. It's like we keep getting views on the videos, and I have no idea how that keeps happening.
I know, like it's really bizarre
stunning.
to us, like, because it's just us in our bedroom rambling into microphones, really nice microphones, so maybe that's part of it.
But yeah, again, thank you guys. Nonetheless. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate it. And don't forget, fuck you, Kevin.
Bye.